2 years ago, I made a video titled The Evolution of Search and Destroy in Every Call of Duty. Today, we are recreating that video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dylan, also known as Seek. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know that I love Search and Destroy. Some might even say I have an addiction to Search and Destroy. I literally play it every day. I stream myself playing it and I make videos of me playing it. Okay, I really like Search and Destroy. So 2 years ago, I took that and I made a video where I went over every Call of Duty Search and Destroy and I talked about the differences and how it's changed over time. And well, since then, I've been getting asked to recreate that video since there has been a couple more additions to the Call of Duty franchise. So with that being said, that is what we are going to be doing today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sit back, grab some popcorn. This is a long one. Leave a like if you do enjoy it and leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite Call of Duty Search and Destroy was. For me personally, it was Black Ops 2, but in the original video, I spent hours reading comments of you guys talking about nostalgic throwback to your favorite Search and Destroy. So I'd love to see that again. If you want to leave me a comment down below, please do let me know about your favorite Search and Destroy game, period. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's hop right into it. Now, I've been putting together the footage and working on this video for the past week or so, and I've had a couple people help me with footage, had a few friends allow me to use some of their footage so I didn't have to go and re-download different, like all these different Call of Duty games and figure out how to get lobbies on them and whatnot that aren't hacked like a lot of the games are. So I want to give a huge thank you to a few friends. They are linked in the description who helped me with some of the gameplay in this video that I wasn't able to get because I didn't have the Call of Duty game, or the game doesn't have any servers anymore, or I didn't have a gameplay saver, for whatever reason. Not all of the gameplay in this video is mine, which is why they are linked in the description. Also, if you are new to the channel, we're currently at around 80,000 subscribers. We are on that road to 100,000, and according to YouTube analytics, there is 65% of you that consistently watch the videos that are not subscribed to the channel. If you are part of that 65%, if you would do me a favor and hit that sub button, I really would appreciate it. I'm really trying to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark before my birthday. That's kind of the goal. If you want to help us get there, it would really mean a lot, seriously. You can always unsub if you decide you don't like me to. It's free, so you can always just unsub if you change your mind. With that being said, though, let's start off with COD 4. Starting things off with Call of Duty 4, and the reasoning behind starting things off with Call of Duty 4 not doing the first 3 Call of Duties because, well, I never played the first 3 Call of Duties, haven't really seen gameplay of the first 3 Call of Duties, and no one really ever talks about the first 3 Call of Duties since Call of Duty 4 was the Call of Duty that, well, put Call of Duty on the map, to be honest. It started the popularity for Search and Destroy and just multiplayer first-person shooter that is known as Call of Duty in general. So we're starting things off with Call of Duty 4 for that reason. It was in our hearts the first Call of Duty. And with that being said, Search and Destroy in Call of Duty 4 was fantastic, but it most definitely had its flaws. It had its basic 2-minute 30-second round timer, 5-second plant and defuse, 45-second bomb timer, took 4 rounds to win, and you switched sides every 3 rounds. It was pretty basic, very simple search and destroy. The things that made it a little bit different to the Call of Duties we know now is the fact that, well, everything was very overpowered, which we're kind of used to the unbalance. You had the M16 with the 1 burst, Juggernaut as a perk, you had the triple frags, which most people don't know existed. At one point, yes, you could have 3 frag grenades, and yes, they were amazing. And you also, the biggest change from COD 4 to the Call of Duty have today is the lack of kill streaks. Call of Duty 4, and I forget this every time before I go play this game, the game only had 3 kill streaks: the UAV, airstrike, and attack chopper. UAV was 3 kills, airstrike was 5 kills, and attack chopper was 7 kills, and that was it. That's all you had to offer. It was a very simple, basic search and destroy, but what made it so amazing were the maps. Call of Duty 4 is known for some of the best maps ever, which is why they've been put in so many Call of Duties, including Modern Warfare 2019, Crash, Backlot, Vacant, Shipment, Kill House, which is one of the recent additions to Modern Warfare 2019. Those were all Call of Duty 4 maps and will forever be in our hearts, despite how many doors Infinity Ward added to them in Modern Warfare 2019, making Crash in particular pretty bad. They used to play really well. They still do in Modern Warfare, just some accustomed to the doors a little better than others. Moving on to Call of Duty World at at War. Now, Call of Duty World at War, as far as changes from COD 4, nothing really changed. It still had the 2-minute 30-second round timer, 5-second plant, 5-second defuse with a 45-second bomb timer. Nothing changed in that department. The only change made to Search and Destroy was the fact that you didn't have a briefcase. Since the game wasn't placed in modern times, the briefcase didn't really make sense for that mode, so they ended up making it like this almost like trip mine looking thing. It looked really weird, a little different, which we're used to the briefcase, which is in most Call of Duties, but this is one of the few that actually had a little bit of a different looking bomb besides the briefcase that we normally expect to see. World at War is also most known for its overpowered weapons, particularly the MP40. I don't think any of us will ever forget the MP40. I haven't even played Call of Duty World at War before. It's actually the only Call of Duty on this list that I have only seen gameplay of and never actually played. And even I will still never forget the World at War MP40 just based on the gameplay I have seen of it. That gun was unbelievable back in the day. Before we get into the next game, I like to quickly plug my newest partner, Gamer Advantage. So guys who do not know, I recently partnered up with this company to kind of save my eyes a little bit. They asked me a few weeks ago to try out their blue light glasses. I tried them out, came back to them and said I loved them and asked if we could make Code Seek happen for you guys to purchase some as well. And they did. So you can now use Code Seek for 10% off everything on their site, especially their blue light glasses, which I highly recommend trying out if you're someone like me who is a student who also games a lot. I look at screens all the time, and to have something that protects my glasses is really nice. One thing that I've never been a huge fan of is wearing glasses with a headset. So my biggest thing that I love about the Gamer Advantage glasses is they're super flexible, so like they're very comfortable to wear with a headset on, and their glasses, their lenses have no yellow tint, so it's just straight clear, just protects your eyes. It's almost like you're wearing nothing. Super nice to have on. I have been wearing them 24/7 since they've been sent to me. I highly recommend, which is why I wanted to plug it in this video. They did not ask me to plug it in this video in any way, shape, or form. I would just like to plug it because I've been really trying to push these glasses because I really do like them. I want you guys to recognize that. So if any of you guys are interested in the Gamer Advantage glasses, I'll make it the top link in the description. You can use Code Seek for a discount and try them out. I do recommend, and for any of you guys that wear prescription lenses, yes, Gamer Advantage can make prescription lenses happen as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and head on to the next game. Modern Warfare 2. Where do I even begin? Modern Warfare 2, as far as on paper goes for Search and Destroy, was the exact same game as Call of Duty 4. It even brought the briefcase back. It was straight up a sequel. The thing is, though, is that Modern Warfare 2's customization is what changed it and Search and Destroy forever, making it probably the most important game for Search and Destroy on this list because of the customization. Kill streaks, for example, you no longer just had the UAV airstrike attack chopper. You could now run pretty much whatever you want. I mean, you could quite literally nuke the game. You also had one-man army noob tubes. Quickscoping was extremely overpowered and trickshotting was born. FaZe Clan was born on Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 also introduced one particular thing that we don't really have in Call of Duty today that some of you may have never even seen before, but what was a regular thing for Call of Duty for quite a few years: pro perks. Ninja Pro, for example. All of you guys that just unlock Dead Silence and call it a day, you used to have to unlock Ninja, which is Dead Silence, and you'd have to then do a challenge to actually get the full benefits of it, including Silent Footsteps. You had to unlock stuff to unlock stuff. It was ridiculous. The amount of things you could do in Modern Warfare 2, the amount of customization you had, allowed Search and Destroy to go from just that edgy competitive game mode that some people like to play to the most popular, well, arguably the most popular game mode in Call of Duty, top 3 for sure, because the customization of this game allowed any player to do whatever they want and have a good time in Search and Destroy, including talk trash. Modern Warfare 2 game chat, dude, I swear nothing will ever top the way people acted over the microphone on Modern Warfare 2. That game was wild. Next game on our list is Black Ops 1, which is one of the most famous games for Search and Destroy because of the maps. Now, as far as the rule set goes, bomb time and everything, exactly the same as it was in Modern Warfare 2. The biggest change was just how the maps played. Instead of the wild Modern Warfare 2 style, we had the 3-lane maps that didn't feel like 3-lane maps. You had Grid, you had Radiation, you had Summit, you had Firing Range, you had Jungle, and you had Nuketown, which, can we please stop putting Nuketown in Search and Destroy. Infinity Ward realized Rust was bad for SnD and took it out of Modern Warfare SnD. Can we please take Nuketown out of Search and Destroy in Black Ops Cold War? I'm just saying, Treyarch, if you're watching, please. The SBMM plus Nuketown, it doesn't work. Anyways, though, as far as weapon goes with Black Ops 1, the AK-70 for you and the FAMAS ran the show, particularly the FAMAS. That weapon was unbelievable back in the day. The full auto FAMAS, if you played Black Ops 1 Search and Destroy, you understand what I mean when I say that it was basically signing your grave. When you used any gun against that weapon, you would lose every single time. Now, Black Ops 1 also took kind of a step back when it came to as far as how aggressive you need to play Search and Destroy. It was a little more noob friendly. Black Ops 1 introduced a third equipment option. So you had a lethal, you had a tactical, and then you could choose an extra equipment, which was either a motion sensor, a claymore, a camera spike, which was like a little portable, like a little GoPro, basically. You stuck on the ground somewhere and it would cover an area for you, and it would tell you if there's an enemy walking past it or something like that. So you'd have all these little things that would tell you where enemies are. And then you could add that on with Ghost, which wouldn't put you on the mini-map. Even you didn't have to move or anything like you do now. You could sit still with Ghost on and a motion sensor and absolutely camp your booty off and be successful every single time in Black Ops 1, which slowed it down quite a bit, but with how rush happy the maps were, it kind of made up for it a little bit. Another thing Black Ops 1 added in was the Blackbird, or as we know it as the VSAT or the Hater or the Advanced UAV. It's the thing, it's the little kill streak you call in, and then it puts the little Doritos on the mini-map. It tells you exactly where the enemies are, no matter if they have Ghost or not, for like 30 seconds. It's that kill streak. Black Ops 1 introduced that, and I will never forget that streak in that game because it was the easiest to get in Black Ops 1. It was only an 8 kill streak. You could get it pretty much every Search and Destroy game, and it was an absolute blast if you were an aggressive player like myself. Overall, though, Black Ops 1, despite going back with being a little bit more noob friendly, the game played really well for Search and Destroy because the maps were just good. Despite the weapon balancing being one-sided when it came to the FAMAS, the maps were still just good. The game, there's a reason why the game has so many maps that have remastered in pretty much every single Black Ops game. Black Ops 1 goes down in history as one of the better Call of Duties for sure. Modern Warfare 3. Oh, I'm gonna get hate for this one again. So, in the original Evolution of SnD video, I said Modern Warfare 3 is one of my least favorite adaptations of Search and Destroy, and I stand by that. Let me explain. I have an unbelievable love-hate relationship with this game for one reason, and that reason is the perk SitRep Pro. Now, as far as Search Destroy rule set goes, it was exactly the same as Modern Warfare 2, and I mean exactly the same. I mean, they literally use the exact same bomb briefcase. Again, like, no differences. It's the exact same. So, Modern Warfare 3 Search and Destroy rule set, fine. The maps, fantastic. You had Seatown, you had Arcaden, and many more that played great for Search and Destroy. But one thing that makes Modern Warfare 3 the best Search and Destroy game in any Call of Duty ever, but also one of, if not the worst ever, is one perk known as SitRep Pro. The biggest thing with Modern Warfare 3 was it had the sound horror perk known as SitRep Pro. You put it on and you could hear people that had dead silence on. Now, when the game first came out, SitRep Pro wasn't that good. It was decent, but it wasn't super strong. Later down the line in the year, some have said it was a Turtle Beach deal with Call of Duty. Some just say it's just a bad buff idea. I don't know. One reason led to another. SitRep Pro got a buff, which made it so that you put SitRep Pro on and you could hear someone breathing across the map. It was unbelievable. You could hear everybody. Didn't matter if you had dead silence on or not. You could hear everyone with SitRep Pro, which absolutely broke Search and Destroy. You guys that have played Modern Warfare 2019, imagine having dead silence on and the enemy still being able to hear you like you didn't have dead silence on, because that was SitRep Pro, which is why I say Modern Warfare 3 is one of my least favorite Call of Duties for Search and Destroy, but also my favorite, because Modern Warfare 3 with SitRep Pro, I despise it, I hate it, it made me stop playing Search and Destroy and drop nukes and free-for-all on that game. But before SitRep Pro was buffed, it is probably the best version of Search and Destroy ever made. The maps played perfect, the guns were great, the way the balancing was done was pretty solid, the game was overall fantastic. It was just once they made SitRep Pro so good, it changed that game forever and honestly absolutely ruined it. Now, I had said that Modern Warfare 2 was the most important games in terms of changes to Search and Destroy on this list. Black Ops 2 just might make me eat my words. Black Ops 2 changed Search and Destroy forever. In my opinion, Black Ops 2, if you follow my channel, you know this, it's my favorite Call of Duty of all time. In my opinion, the best adaptation of Search and Destroy. This game just did Search and Destroy flawlessly. I have absolutely no issues with the way Search and Destroy was done in this game. It was just balanced extremely well. For starters, it was much faster paced because they finally lowered the round timer from 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 2 minutes, making Search and Destroy play much quicker. They also added in score streaks instead of the normal kill streaks that we're used to. You could now, instead of just getting kills to get your kill streak to then kill enemies with them, you could now play the objective to add on to that. Each kill streak was given an amount of score to get. You get that score, you get the kill streak, which made playing the objective, i.e. planting the bomb, defusing the bomb, making sure the bomb explodes, stuff like that, a big part of getting streaks and a big part of winning the game at Search and Destroy. Black Ops 2 has the most objective play, in my opinion, of any Call of Duty ever because of how good score streaks were in this game, and everybody wanted to get them, and the best way to get them was playing the objective. Moving on, you had the Pick 10 system as well, which changed the game forever, and in my opinion was still fantastic for SnD. Would love to see the Pick 10 system come back. For those of you that do not know, the Pick 10 system was basically you had 10 points to create a class. You had 10 points in each weapon, each equipment, each perk was all worth 1 point, and you could customize it exactly how you wanted. And they gave you things like perk greeds, which had extra perks, attachment things that let you have extra attachments. You could customize your class setup exactly towards your playstyle. So for someone to play Search and Destroy, you could really customize and make the perfect setup for the type of playstyle you're gonna do, including rushing. This game introduced knife swapping, which is something we're extremely used to doing now. Swapping to your knife so you run faster, so you can move faster and cut enemies off guard quickly in Search and Destroy. Black Ops 2 introduced that. This is the first game where you didn't have to run a secondary. You take off that secondary, you were giving a knife, and that was the fastest way to move in the game, was swapping to that knife and rushing with it, and then switching to your weapon and killing everybody because they were not expecting you to get to a certain point as fast as you did. Black Ops 2 overall, in my opinion, will forever be my favorite Search and Destroy Call of Duty because they did it right. When it came to footsteps, they nailed it out the park. The footsteps were quiet enough to where you didn't even have to run Dead Silence. Dead Silence was something you put on for that super tryhard game. It wasn't a must in every single game, which is, well, the first Call of Duty to really ever have that, and to this day, the first Call of Duty and only Call of Duty to ever really not need Dead Silence in Search and Destroy. Most people didn't run it because you didn't really need it. The way they balanced the footsteps out was fantastic. Moving on from one of the best Search and Destroy games to one of the worst, we are now have made it to Call of Duty Ghosts, which, depending on who you ask, might be someone's least favorite Call of Duty ever. A lot of people did not like this game, and for good reason. Call of Duty Ghosts, for starters, took out Search and Destroy. Straight up. It has Search and Destroy now, but when it originally came out for the first 2 or 3 weeks of Call of Duty Ghosts, they replaced Search and Destroy with this game mode called Search and Rescue, which allowed you to revive your teammates. They would drop a tag like a kill confirm, and if your teammate walked over that tag, it would revive them and just spawn them back in the spawn, and you could just continue about your day and play Search and Destroy, which made the clutch factor of the game mode absolutely end because you could just keep reviving people the whole time to make it a super endlessly long clutch that you could never win, or you just revive your teammates and hurt that well. It didn't work out. Bottom line, Ghost Search and Rescue did not work, which is why YouTubers came up with a hashtag called #cut4SnD, cut4SnD, got that hashtag trending worldwide, I believe, and it was trending until Infinity Ward eventually decided to bite the bullet and put Search and Destroy back into the game, which still didn't really save Call of Duty Ghosts because Call of Duty Ghosts didn't learn from Black Ops 2 and didn't learn from the mistakes of Modern Warfare 3 and brought back SitRep Pro in the form of a perk called Amplify. This perk called Amplify was brought back. It brought back Recon from Modern Warfare 3 and this perk called Ping, all of which just told you where enemies were for free, making the prediction factor of Search and Destroy non-existent, which is one of the most important and most entertaining things in Search and Destroy, is having an IQ high enough to guess where enemies are correctly. Just took that out of the playing field, lowering the skill gap, which also made it play a lot slower because people were afraid to move because there were so many easy ways to just find out where enemies are no matter what without trying or doing well at all if you just knew where enemies were, which hurt the game. And it had a faster kill time. Combining all of those things together, Call of Duty Ghosts was a very slow game for Search and Destroy, which is why a lot of people did not like it. It even brought back the 2-minute and 30-second kill time that Black Ops 2 got rid of. Overall, Call of Duty Ghosts with time has gotten more love. It was very good for competitive, but when it comes to public match SnD, Call of Duty Ghost was pretty terrible. Moving on to the age of jetpacks, we have Advanced Warfare, which is my bottom 2 Call of Duty ever. This game was just bad for Search and Destroy. The advanced movement was kind of a cool concept, but everything else about the game just failed horribly. The round timer in Search and Destroy did change. It was 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the defuse time changed as well. The defuse was 7.5 seconds, but actually it was 8.4. A lot of people don't know this, but in Advanced Warfare, it didn't count at the time it takes to pick up the bomb. The actual animation of picking up the bomb didn't count towards the defuse like it does in most Call of Duties, making the defuse time 8.4 seconds instead of 7.5. The weapon balancing in Advanced Warfare was terrible. There was 3 guns that ran it. You had the Speakeasy, the ASM-1 Speakeasy, the Obsidian Steed Bal, and you had the Quick Bolt Moors was the sniper thing. I believe Moors was the sniper. They had those 3 guns, and those were the only 3 guns you could use to succeed. And if you didn't use those 3 guns, you lost every single time. No questions asked. Every gun sucked compared to those 3 weapons. And the problem with that is that those 3 weapons were locked behind a paywall. The ASM-1 and the BAL, Obsidian Steed and Speakeasy, were in supply drops because Advanced Warfare was the first Call of Duty to bring supply drops, so now you had to gamble to get the best weapons in the game. Nowadays, we buy weapon blueprints because of the way they look. Back in the day, you bought them for the way they look, but not also for the way they perform. They had stat changes which changed the weapon completely. The Obsidian Steed brought in higher damage to the already best weapon in the game, and the ASM-1 got a faster fire rate and a bigger magazine, and lots of things, other things changed about it, making it the best rush weapon in the game, which made it so the original versions of the guns didn't work alongside every other weapon in the game, and all of their other stat change versions didn't match those 2 weapons in particular, making the weapon balancing in that game absolutely terrible because not only was it bad, but it was locked behind a paywall. Advanced Warfare also brought in skill-based matchmaking. Well, not really. Every Call of Duty has had a little form of skill-based matchmaking. Advanced Warfare was the first game to turn it up through the roof. Advanced Warfare was the game that reverse boosting originated on. Advanced Warfare did another thing to Search that was actually a good thing. It did do one good thing. It made Search and Destroy from 4 rounds to 6 rounds in public match, which allowed us to get more kills, which is when people started getting 30 kill Search and Destroy games on a regular basis. It also switched each round, which is one of the things that I think every Call of Duty should do. It helped unbalanced maps be a little bit more balanced because each round you would switch sides. Dead Silence was also not a perk in Advanced Warfare. Dead Silence was called Exo-Mute, which was much like it is in Modern Warfare 2019. It was like a thing you charge. It was like a specialist bonus. You charged it up, you used it, and then it lasted for a few seconds, and then it would turn off, so you had a time when you used it properly. Advanced Warfare overall was a cool idea. The maps, for the way the movement was, were kind of cool, but just the way everything else was executed for Search and Destroy in the game in general just really didn't work. Everything that made a Call of Duty was just not done properly in this game. Moving on to the superior jetpack game, Black Ops 3. In this game, Treyarch learned from the mistakes of Sledgehammer, which makes Black Ops 3 to most people the best jetpack COD. The way the movement worked was a little bit different. You had this thrust, you had the wall run. It played a little bit slower. You mixed in boots on the ground with jumping. It wasn't just all jumping, which allowed for Search and Destroy to play extremely well because Treyarch understood what makes a Call of Duty a Call of Duty and basically copy and pasted Black Ops 2 and added jetpacks, which made for a very, very, very fun game. You were back with the 2-minute round timer. You were back with the 4-round win, but you did switch each round, which was a very good thing to add in, and I hope that people keep that going forward. And so far, we have, for the most part, kept that going forward in Call of Duty. It just balances out Search and Destroy a whole lot more. Black Ops 3 also brought back score streaks and the pick 10 system and the Dead Silence awareness system when it came to footsteps that they had in Black Ops 2, which worked extremely well. Now, one thing Black Ops 3 added in was Tracker, which was a perk, a very noob-friendly perk that has been in pretty much every Call of Duty since. that showed footsteps on the ground so you could follow an enemy. You could track down an enemy, which was one of the not good things added into this game. But as far as bad things go, that was pretty much as far as it goes. Black Ops 3 also introduced specialists to Call of Duty, which allowed you to have an extra ability, which the specialists in this game were actually fairly balanced. They weren't as overpowered as they are in some of the other Call of Duties. They actually balanced them out pretty well, having you choose between an ability and an equipment from a specialist, having the charge up time be very long for some of the better ones. It just balanced it out a whole lot more and actually played really well. Black Ops 3 is, in my opinion, the best jetpack COD and one of the best search and destroy Call of Duty for all time because it just played extremely well, especially with the movement system that it had. Infinite Warfare Search and Destroy. How do I describe it? Not very good. It's kind of hit or miss. This game got more hate than it deserved, but it also asked for that hate because it was just poorly timed. Infinite Warfare came after Black Ops 3 and after Advanced Warfare and BO3. People liked the jetpacks, but we're ready to go back to the old style Call of Duty. So when Infinite Warfare's trailer released and showed a spaceship, people were pissed. Infinite Warfare's trailer, I don't even know if it still is, but last time I checked it, it was top 10 most disliked videos on YouTube. At one point, the trailer got like 3 million plus dislikes, like a week after being out. It got a lot of dislikes. Infinite Warfare had a lot of hate, and off the rip, people just quit it and went back to BO3 almost immediately because Infinite Warfare just kind of came off as Black Ops 3, but worse. The kill time was much quicker, and so for Search and Destroy, being able to utilize the Black Ops 3 movement, which Infinite Warfare copied and brought back, had the same movement in Black Ops 3, the wall runs, the burst jumping, the way the jetpack worked was the exact same, but because of the fast kill time, you couldn't utilize it as much for as fun and entertaining plays as you could in Black Ops 3 Search and Destroy, making it not as entertaining to rush and play on because you risk dying extremely quick, so it just ended up playing a whole lot slower. Infinite Warfare also had stat changing weapon variants like Advanced Warfare had, which people really didn't like and still really didn't like when this game released. Overall, Infinite Warfare Search and Destroy, in all reality, really wasn't terrible. It's just, it could have been so much better if the kill time was a tad bit longer and didn't have the stat changes. And honestly, some argue that if Infinite Warfare came out the same year Black Ops 3 did, it would have been flipped and Black Ops 3 would have been the one hated. And honestly, I don't disagree. I think this game was just poorly timed overall. Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. The stat changes on weapons really hurt this game for Search and Destroy in general, because having things locked behind a paywall just doesn't work for SnD. It made it a little too complicated. We just need base weapon blueprints, which is why to this day we no longer see stat changes on weapons. That was the biggest thing to talk about when it came to Infinite Warfare Search and Destroy. Those stat changing weapons needed to go, and they did from this moment forward. We have finally made it back to boots on the ground. We are with Call of Duty World War II, and World War II Search and Destroy was pretty bad. There was just nothing special about it in general. World War II, in my personal opinion, is my least favorite Call of Duty and the worst Call of Duty for Search and Destroy, but that is just my opinion. I know some people like it, and the reason why I don't is because the game just had absolutely nothing special about it at all, and when you add that to the bad weapon balancing and map design, it just made it a very bad Search and Destroy experience. Now, as far as on paper goes, Search and Destroy was pretty basic. It was 4 rounds to win. Round timer was 1 minute and 30 seconds, much like Sledgehammer's previous game, Advanced Warfare, and the defuse time was 7.5 seconds. What hurt World War II the most was its map design, customization, and weapon balancing. The map design for Call of Duty World War II was nothing special. It was almost like Sledgehammer tried to replicate Treyarch's 3-lane map style, and it just didn't go very well. The maps for World War II just felt so repetitive. It almost felt like you were playing the exact same map 10 different times. And well, my friend and fellow YouTuber Fox the Grandpa during World War II's life cycle kind of proved that to be true when he figured out that London Docks, a map from World War II, and another map called Arden's Forest were in fact the exact same map, just looked differently. The layouts were identical, making that point of how repetitive the game feel very strong, and it was likely pretty true that these maps are basically the exact same thing. The created class system for World War II also took a huge step back from what we got used to with the pick 10 system and the new customizations added to Call of Duty over the past couple of years. In fact, the customization in World War II is probably the most basic customization system we've ever had in Call of Duty. All you had to do was pick 2 things, your weapon and the attachments. You had to pick first a division, which was essentially choosing what play style you wanted to play, whether you wanted to be a rusher or someone who hangs back more. It was all based on the division division you chose, and then you would pick a basic training to complement that, which was essentially just one perk you wanted to add on that was just out of the field, just something different that you would throw on to match with your division, to match your play style specifically, which when it's just picking two things after going through the years of the pick 10 system, being to customize all the perks, the attachments, the secondary or lack thereof if you wanted to, it just made this seem very, very, very basic, and it's just not special at all, honestly pretty boring. As far as weapon balancing goes for World War II, the weapon balancing was pretty bad, and to this day I still believe that it was a copy and paste from Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was known for its two weapons, the AS-1 and the BAL, that absolutely ran the show, and no gun could compete with them except for maybe like the HBR and Sanity, but even then, the BAL and AS-1 really ran the show for Advanced Warfare. When it came to World War II, well, the exact same weapons were the best guns in the game. The best SMG in Call of Duty was the PPSH, and as we know, the AS-1 Speakeasy in Advanced Warfare was a futuristic looking version of that gun. And then you had the BAR assault rifle from World War II, which, well, played and acted exactly like the BAL from Advanced Warfare, and those two weapons ran the show pretty much for the entire year, besides a couple DLC weapons that got added in that were pretty solid as well, like the Volk, for example. Overall, World War II was just a pretty boring Call of Duty in general, and just felt very much like Advanced Warfare without the advanced movement. There just wasn't anything special about it. What made Advanced Warfare interesting was how special it felt, and besides that, it was super basic, and World War II was just simply the basic part of Advanced Warfare with no innovation whatsoever, making it a very repetitive Call of Duty, loved by some, but kind of disliked by most. Overall, Search and Destroy in the game, can't really like complain heavily about it, because it was simple. I mean, I guess it was acceptable, but it was just very, very, very boring. In the original video I did, Black Ops 4 was the current Call of Duty. It is not so anymore. For those of you that played Black Ops 4, you know it's kind of a hit or miss Call of Duty. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know that it's a very love-hate relationship for me. Black Ops 4 brought back these specialist weapons and abilities from Black Ops 3, but didn't do it as a balanced of a way as it was done in Black Ops 3. In Black Ops 4, each person picked one specialist, and because you couldn't each have the same specialist, you could only have one specialist per player, you had access to both the weapon and the ability while running that specialist, which made for some very unbalanced plays in Search and Destroy, especially with that riot shield ability that Ajax had. That riot shield was, oh my god, that thing was broken. Search and Destroy itself, as far as technicalities, it was back to 4-round win time, switch each round, and it was a 2-minute round timer, which was very solid, a very solid way to do it. Nowadays, we kind of prefer the 6th round, but at the time, having to switch each round thing was still kind of a rarity, and having that was very nice for Black Ops 4 Search and Destroy. Another thing added in which changed Search and Destroy's gunfights in particular was the fact that you had to heal yourself. Not only did you have to reload, but you also had to heal after fighting an enemy, so having to heal yourself and knowing when to time it properly was a good thing, and also whether or not you wanted to run a stim or an acoustic sensor in Search and Destroy was also a big debate. The big thing with Black Ops 4 Search and Destroy, which made it a love-hate relationship, was the fact that as the game went on, it gradually got worse, and the changes that needed to be made never got made. One of the biggest changes that needed to be made being the acoustic sensor, which was an equipment that combined awareness, the perk awareness or Sitrep Pro, allowing you to hear enemy footsteps louder, alongside Sixth Sense, which was a perk that was added into Black Ops 3, which basically gave you an indicator of where enemies were when you got close to them. And so acoustic sensor did both of that, making it basically telling you where enemies were at all times. It wasn't a struggle figuring out where people have been, which, as I've said multiple times in this video, the prediction factor of Search and Destroy and having the knowledge to know where enemies is going to be is what makes the game mode so much fun and what separates the good and bad players. And giving the bad players the acoustic sensor to even that playing field absolutely just broke Search and Destroy completely. It made it to the point where so many people ran acoustic sensor that if you didn't run it, you basically asked to lose, because it was just constantly, there was no way to flank enemies, there was no way to get behind enemies, because the acoustic sensor just told them exactly where you were at all times, or let them hear exactly where you were at all times, because once again, acoustic sensor could sound horde dead silence, which made for a very unbalanced Search and Destroy. The maps, on the other hand, though, did play pretty well, but between specialists and acoustic sensor, SnD and Black Ops 4 was very, very, very It was not that great, but it wasn't exactly terrible either compared to some of the other games on this list. We have finally made it to Modern Warfare 2019, the current most popular game for Search and Destroy. This game was so much better for SnD than I think any of us really anticipated it to be, and they did a few changes to it that were a little bit different than what we've seen in normal Call of Duty. So for starters, we went back to the switch every 3 rounds for the switch sides, and we also made it best of 6 once again. The maps designed fantastic for Search and Destroy, and Dead Silence is not a perk, but it is kind of a specialist ability. You unlock it, you use it much like the Exo-Mute was in Advanced Warfare, and when you do put Dead Silence on, you're absolutely completely silent. Nothing will sound for you except for a little bit of noise you make when you slide. Overall, though, it plays really well. The footsteps are a little too loud without Dead Silence on for Search and Destroy, but makes up for it with the movement. The Modern Warfare movement makes Search and Destroy. The ability to bunny hop, the slide canceling, the jump shots, the drop shots, all of it combined together, the way you can maneuver the maps makes for some extremely entertaining rush routes, as well as some extremely entertaining gunplay. Modern Warfare 2019 had some pretty weapon balancing with the addition of DLC weapons like the AS Val, which is still not nerfed to this day, and God, does it really need to be. But overall, the way SnD plays is just fantastic. This game also introduced new ways of rushing, adding in stims once again from Black Ops 4, but your character naturally heals like Call of Duty expects you to heal, unlike in Black Ops 4 where you had to heal yourself. In this case, you can force the heal with the stim, but you can also use your stim to reset something called Tactical Sprint, which was added in. Tactical Sprint was basically double sprint. It was just an extra fast sprint that you had as you started to sprint in Modern Warfare, and you could use your stim to allow you to double sprint longer, making rush routes in this game extremely complex and some of the best we've ever had in any Call of Duty period for Search and Destroy, because of the amount of creativity you can come up with between stuns, smokes, the different perks, and stim rushing as well. In Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare also added in different speeds to different melee weapons. Up until this point, all the melee weapons had the same speed in Call of Duty. Modern Warfare Search and Destroy was changed when they added in sticks alongside the knife so you could run even faster, making this game one of the fastest plays Call of Duties for Search and Destroy, while also keeping the strong objective play because the round timer was in a good place, as well as the fact that it was 6 rounds. You could drop a lot of kills, play good for objective, and still rush like crazy. It was a very well balanced game for Search and Destroy. Its biggest flaw is most definitely its weapon balancing. One other thing Modern Warfare did that was very different, has never been done in any Call of Duty, and was not implemented in the next Call of Duty we're going to talk about, Black Ops Cold War, was the fact that you could partially plant and partially defuse the bomb. Now, depending on who you ask, you either hate it or you like it. I personally have kind of a love-hate relationship with this. Sometimes I kind of like the idea of it, sometimes I don't. It comes with a bit of a guessing game when it comes to how much time is needed to hold off an enemy from defusing the bomb in a clutch situation, but you can use it to your advantage by picking up the bomb, dropping it, killing an enemy, and then picking it up again when the timer is below 5 seconds to make clutches a little bit harder to pull off in 1v1 scenarios where you're just covering the bomb and just trying to hide until that 5-second mark. So it does kind of add in a little bit of a skill gap there. It's kind of a hit or miss thing. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Overall, though, Modern Warfare Search and Destroy is gonna go down as one of the best Search and Destroy Call of Duties ever, because it simply is. This game was phenomenal. In my opinion, it's the closest Call of Duty we've had to Modern Warfare 2's level of you can do whatever you want and make it work. The game was just fun to play despite how high the SPMM is. We have finally made it to the last game on the list, Black Ops Cold War, which is currently a very controversial Call of Duty. Depending on who you ask, Black Ops Cold War either sucks or it's awesome. In my opinion, I like it. I think it plays well for Search and Destroy. It brings back a lot of the old school classic Search and Destroy rushing things that I like. Black Ops Cold War has a higher kill time than what was in Modern Warfare. You have stims back. You can no longer do the stim rush, but in this game, you rush using SMGs. SMGs have a speed grip, lets you move quicker, so rushing is for the most part limited to SMGs, except for a couple weeks ago when they added in the E-tool melee weapon and they buffed it, which had a faster movement speed than the SMG speed grip, so you can now do the classic knife swap for rushing. Black Ops Cold War also brought in the 2-minute round timer once again, and also has best of 6, and you switch each side, unlike Modern Warfare, which went back to the switch every 3 rounds. Black Ops Cold War also has a higher kill time and Ninja as a perk, making it very, very, very fun to rush, and adds quite a bit of skill gap when it comes to rushing, because you have to be very careful about rushing very fast while also singling out enemies as you go, because it's much harder to multi-kill enemies, unlike Modern Warfare, where you can multi multi-kill people with ease. In this game with the higher health, you gotta pick and choose your gunfights wisely or you will die. Cold War Search and Destroy overall is pretty good, but has its downsides, two of which being the snipers and the score streaks. Currently in Black Ops Cold War, once again, this video is being recorded during the life cycle of Black Ops Cold War, so I'm basing it off of what has happened in the game as this moment. Things are subject to change and hopefully they will, but at this very moment, the snipers and LMGs have zero flinch whatsoever, making them for the first time ever the best guns in Call of Duty. The meta for weapons in Black Ops Cold War are the snipers because they have no flinch. You can overkill them, or what's called in Black Ops Cold War Lawbreaker. You can use that to have an SMG with speed grip mixed with a sniper, which makes for some very entertaining plays, but also some very overpowered plays that are at this point getting pretty old. But the fact that snipers have absolutely zero flinch whatsoever, nothing outguns them, they destroy everything. LMGs also have no flinch and high damage, with their kill time being so quick. If you can make a fast ADS LMG setup with a nice thermal scope and a smoke, you can absolutely dominate, which makes for some pretty gameplay on Cold War at times, especially on some of the maps that are more close quarters with long sight lines, like Crossroads, for example. The score streaks in Black Ops Cold War, yes, I said score streaks, we do not have kill streaks. Score streaks are back once again. The score streak system in this game is one of its biggest flaws, especially for Search and Destroy. With the way the score streak system works, it is based simply off of score. It does not matter if you go on a streak. The whole streak in score streak really doesn't matter. The longer you keep your streak, the higher score you will get per kill, which is where I guess that kind of fits in. But if you die, your streak does not reset. You could keep it going. Once you hit that point of whatever number of score it is for whatever streak you have on, you will unlock that streak, making it very easy to know if the enemy team has a UAV or not, but also making it very easy to host a comeback. One of the biggest flaws of Black Ops Cold War Search and Destroy and just the multiplayer in general is if you're dominating for the first half of the game or the first 3-4 rounds of Search and Destroy, you go into that fourth round, you're like 15-0, you have streaks to go, but because the enemies have been dying and slowly getting their streaks, they've started to get them as well. So they'll start calling in UAVs and the game could change with the snap of your finger, simply because when you die, the streaks do not reset. They are still able to get them, which is very unfortunate and very unbalanced for Search and Destroy, making flawless games in Cold War not happen very often. There's very few 6-0s in Cold War. It's usually 6-2, 6-3, 6-1. 6-0s do not happen as often because the enemies will usually get 1 or 2 rounds off of streaks, which sometimes will lead to a full reverse sweep comeback, but for the most time, we'll just give them a couple more extra rounds, which will throw off your game. The score streak system definitely unbalances it and rewards them for doing bad, which in my opinion makes zero sense. Overall, the Black Ops Cold War Search and Destroy is pretty solid, and hopefully with updates will change and get better as the year goes on. Once again, we are recording this at the time Black Ops Cold War is in the middle of its life cycle and changes are still yet to come. At this very moment though, changes are needed, but at its core, the gameplay and the way Search and Destroy plays is very, very, very solid and very balanced for Search and Destroy. The biggest issue being snipers. You know, there's worse issues to have. All right, squad, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. I'm sure this video is very long, but we have finally reached the end. We have gone through every Call of Duty Search and Destroy. Once again, let me know in the comments what your favorite Search and Destroy Call of Duty was. Once again, mine is Black Ops 2. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. And if you made it to the end and you're not subscribed, you hit that button. I really would appreciate it. Really trying to get to that 100,000 subscriber goal. With that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I will catch you all in the next video. Seek and Destroy. It's been Seeker.